The desert remains the stage for the most extraordinary story in the Old Testament. After the divine revelation at Sinai and the giving of the law, Israel should now walk in obedience and trust. But what unfolds next is a portrait of the human heart, constantly swinging between faith and rebellion. In chapter 6, Rebellion on the Way, we witness a succession of conflicts, complaints and trials that test not only the people's faith, but also Moses' heart as a leader. He is not just a lawgiver or prophet, he is a wounded intercessor, carrying the weight of an ungrateful people on his shoulders, guiding them under the scorching heat of a seemingly endless wilderness. Soon after leaving Sinai, the Israelites faced their first major tests. What could have been a time of spiritual growth turns into a series of complaints. The people grumble about the lack of varied food, even though they see manna fall from heaven every day. So they start craving meat, onions, garlic, the pleasures of Egypt. Selective memory distorts the past and slavery begins to look better than freedom. God responds by sending an abundance of quail, but along with it comes judgment. Many people die with the meat still in their mouths. Moses, just exhausted, cries out to God, asking for relief. He even wishes he could die. In his mercy, God appoints 70 elders to help Moses. Leadership is shared now, but honestly, the emotional weight of the mission still rests heavily on Moses, the chosen servant. Tension grows, even within Moses' own family. Miriam and Aaron rise against him, questioning his authority and criticizing his marriage to a Cushite woman. What begins as horizontal criticism turns into a direct challenge to divine choice. God summons them to the tent of meeting and publicly defends Moses. With him I speak face to face. As a consequence, Miriam is struck with leprosy. Moses, once again, intercedes with compassion, and once again, God listens. This scene reveals something profound. The closer someone walks with God, the more isolated and attacked they may become. Moses is not just a leader of crowds. He is a friend of God, and that carries a high cost. But the gravest crisis is yet to come. Upon reaching the borders of the Promised Land, Moses sends 12 spies to scout Canaan. After 40 days, they return. 10 of them spread fear and disbelief. Only Joshua and Caleb have the courage to declare, "If the Lord is pleased with us, He will give us this land." The people, however, are swayed by terror. They talk of stoning the faithful too and appointing a new leader to return to Egypt. This moment of unbelief reaches a critical peak. God is angered and threatens to destroy the entire nation. Once more, Moses steps into the breach. He pleads, he reasons, he reminds God of his promises, and begs for forgiveness. God hears him, but declares that the generation which left Egypt will not enter the Promised Land. 40 years of wandering are decreed, 1 year for each day the spies spent in the land. This sentence marks the beginning of the longest and most painful phase of the journey. What should have been a brief crossing turns into a cemetery for an entire generation. Even after such severe discipline, rebellion continues. A group led by Korah, Dathan, and Abiram rises against the leadership of Moses and Aaron, questioning their spiritual authority. This isn't just a complaint, it's an organized revolt involving 250 influential leaders. God responds dramatically. The earth opens and swallows the rebels. Fire falls from heaven and consumes their impure incense. The message is clear. No one can challenge divine order without serious consequences. Yet even the next day the people murmur again. A plague breaks out and kills over 14,000. Moses and Aaron intercede once more. They don't just lead, they protect. even when they are the targets of the people's fury. Through all these episodes, we begin to understand that the real wilderness journey isn't merely geographic, it's spiritual. God is shaping a people, He is molding hearts, and with every trial, He reveals the deep need for a mediator. Moses becomes a type of what would come later, someone who intercedes, who suffers, who pleads on behalf of a rebellious people. He foreshadows one who would climb another mountain, not to receive laws, but to offer his life. Every rebellion of the people highlights God's faithfulness. Every human failure magnifies divine grace, and every prayer of Moses echoes the compassion of a God who prefers restoration over destruction. In the next episode of our series, we will witness a time of transition. Moses, now aged, nears the final stage of his mission. How do you prepare a people to enter the promise when you yourself cannot cross the Jordan? How do you ensure faith endures beyond your leadership? Don't miss Chapter 7, the final journey of Moses, where we follow the last steps of the great deliverer before his encounter with eternity. If you liked this video, please like it. Subscribe to our channel and share this video so that more people can follow this inspiring story. Also leave suggestions of biblical characters that you would like to see here on the channel. May God bless your life.